Hello and welcome to the podcast. Today we don't have one topic in particular. Rather, I'm just coming here to keep you guys up to date. Because yesterday was a Tuesday, and for those of you who are regular listeners, you know that on Tuesday I have my radio show on Radio Maria. And yesterday was quite an interesting session because I came there initially wanting to talk about why New Year's resolution fail. And I was going to talk about that because I think that was what date was that? Self? Yesterday was what date? Sorry, one moment. Okay, so yesterday was the tenth of February, second week in February. Now, 80% of New Year's resolutions fail in the second week in February. It's something that has been documented. It's something that's been documented, well, at least in the West. I don't know if the figures are the same in Nigeria, but I would hazard a guess and say it's the same. So, since in the second week of February, that is when 80% of New Year's resolutions fail. I figured I'll come on the radio show and then talk about reasons why New Year's resolutions fail. And the reason why that is important for business people is because obviously we always start off the year with, that vim, that ginger, new year, new me, greatest this, efficiency, cut losses, increase profits, blah, blah, blah. We always come with our own ginger, our own drive. So I just wanted to let the listeners on the radio show know that, look, it's normal. 80% of people crash in the second week in February. But then there's another statistic that says 8 to 9% of people succeed by the end of the year. So I just want to let people know that, the masses may crash, but that doesn't mean we can't persevere and hang on till the end. So the fact that you have failed in your New Year's resolution or the business goal that you set out for the how will I put it? You've kind of abandoned the goal that you set out for the year. I just wanted to let the listeners on the radio show know that, it's not necessarily a tragedy. So that was my intention. Let me come and let me let people know that, hey, if you've lost track of your New Year's resolution, your big goal, your BHAG, as they say, the big, hairy, audacious goals, if you lost sight of your New Year's resolution, your BHAG, your this, your that, I just wanted to say, chill. It's just normal. Now let's diagnose, let's figure out what went wrong, and then let's see how we can get back on track. But that was just my intent. By the time I go on the radio show now, I decided to switch things up a little bit because usually I talk for 30 minutes and then I let people call in for the remaining 30 minutes. We now just write out the show like that. That's how I do 1 hour. But me and the producer have been talking and we said, let's just open the phone for the full 1 hour. Let's see what will happen. Oh boy, I got some phone calls. I didn't even get to settle in at all. So this is just now I'm giving you about New Year's resolution. Don't be discouraged. This is how we get back on track. Forget. I didn't say shishi at all. Because first off, what happened was this guy called in, Samuel, from Life Camp in Abuja. Then what else? So basically, the first question that this guy asked himself, to be honest, I didn't too understand because when you have a live radio show now, anybody can call at any time, and you don't know which kind of person it is, and then sometimes there's language barrier or sometimes accents, small things like that. So anyway, someone called, and I thought he was talking about how much profit the radio station makes because I thought he wanted to get into the radio station business. So I told him, okay, I think I understand you, but this is what I'm gonna do. I answer this question as I understand it. I'll answer it another way, as I think it's a possibility. Then, if what I'm saying no make sense, as anything no blend, like I missed you totally, like I was off point, I didn't understand your question, then just call back. Let's have another chat. So someone says, okay. Then he got off the phone so that other people can call. So I started tackling his question, Samuel's question. And by the way, it's a question that I don't receive anymore. But in the early days of the podcast, I used to receive it. People will be saying, oh boy, what's up? I want to start business. Which business is profitable? I used to get that question a lot. But I'm glad I don't receive it anymore. So, excuse me, the answer I gave Mr. Sam is the same answer that I've always given people who ask me that question. Like I said, I'm glad I don't get it anymore. So I used to tell them, look, Any business can be a profitable business. Any business can be profitable. It's just that for a business to be profitable, you will get two elements. You will get two key elements. And guess what? The elements have nothing to do with the business opportunity. Rather, they have everything to do with you. Let me repeat. You're sitting down in your house, you're chilling in your office, you're driving in your car, you're thinking, which business is a profitable business I'll start in this Niger in 2026? Should I start a radio station? Should I open a refinery? Should I be selling bread? Should I enter a carpentry business? Should I be selling solar panels? Any business is profitable. We just need two main criteria, and the two things have nothing to do with the business opportunity, but every single thing to do with you. So that's why I said on the airwaves, and I told Sam, I say anybody where they listen, like you're in that Sam situation. What you need, number one, is you need technical expertise, or else the business is not going to work. It can't happen. You can't enter the solar business, solar panels, inverter systems, batteries, that kind of thing, and you know nothing about solar. You will crash that business because you don't know nothing about the technical. The same thing with fish. If you don't know if you don't know which one is catfish, which one is mackerel, which one is tilapia, which one, you don't know those differences, you will crash that business, no matter how profitable. And so, since I thought he was talking about radio stations being profitable, that's why I told Sam that a radio station can be profitable, but if you know nothing about radio, you will crash this business. You will fail. So that's the first element. Now, the first one will be that technical expertise. Now, the next one you need is sales expertise. Now, when you marry those two together, we can now see a way forward that we can make some progress. I repeat, technical expertise plus sales expertise. If you don't believe me, it's something that Brian Tracy used to say in his old material. He used to say, how do you used to put it? He used to say, subject matter expertise. He used to say subject matter expertise is the foundation of a good salesperson. It just means this thing that we're trying to push into the market. Am I an expert? Now, you don't have to be a 100% expert, but you get some basic things where you're supposed to know before you launch into the field. So for like me now, if I try to run the radio station, I will crash that thing into the ground. Because being on the mic, no problem, I know that one. But what do I know about equipments? What do I know about formats? What do I know about regulations? What do I know about equipment maintenance? What do I know about personnel management? What do I know about cash flow analysis for a radio? Like the things that draws plenty, the things that I need to know. I know nothing. So if I say, let me carry this in on my head, the thing will crash. Except if I go and bring in boys and girls who have the technical knowledge, then I can now take my sales expertise, just blend everything together, then we'll see as we go run them. So that's why I told him, if what you're asking is how profitable is Radio Maria and all that, I told him, now look, radio station can be profitable so long as you have technical expertise and you have sales expertise. So yeah, radio can be profitable, refinery can be profitable, solar business can be profitable, catfish can be profitable, suya business can be profitable, fashion business can be profitable, music director can be profitable, selling fan can be profitable, being real estate developer can be profitable. In fact, that one even proves my point. If I say I want to become real estate developer and I raise finance from investors, everything crash one time. Because what do I know about the real estate market? All my investors, I'll just take their money and run everything into the ground. Nobody say I'm a bad guy. It's just that sales expertise is there, but technical expertise, zero. If I now don't come with backing, somebody who has the real estate expertise, the thing will crash. So for those of you who are listening, you've been thinking of reaching out to me to give me a call, to ask me which one is a profitable business. You have your answer. It can be profitable. As long as you have the technical knowledge and then you have the sales expertise. That's the reason why Elon Musk, that's the reason why the guy they make money from space shuttle. Because technical expertise is there. He hired boys. Then sales expertise, Elon Musk now, the guy in a showman. So anyhow. So long as the boys will get talent are on the team, the boys and the girls, you'll make it happen. So it's like that. In the beginning, say, this thing won't work, this thing won't work. Of course, it won't work if it's left to him alone now, because he has his own area of specialty. But then build a superb team, the boys and the girls who understand what's up. You make the shot to take off and land, you fix all the technical whatever. The rest, no be sales. And that's it. The guy is essentially running a taxi service from here to space. You need to put something up in space, you call Elon. You say, Elon, Baba, how far now? I bet you get one shot to wait there free. I want to send satellite. And the guy will hook you up. So before, people used to say, space? No profitable business. Elon Musk can make it happen. Why? Technical expertise. He doesn't have it. He went to go and hire boys and girls. And then, selling expertise. Oh, by the way, I'm making today's recording at home, so all that noise in the background, I beg no vex, because wife is watching Wheel of Fortune, and my wife loves game shows. So when these things go on, she loses her mind. You hear her laughing, clapping, shouting, sometimes, in anger, abusing people, like, how can't you know that question? Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, she loves her TV shows. So, that was the answer to the first question. The second way now, okay, let me skip the second way I understood the question, because that one don't get any direct business benefit. So let me not answer the second way that I answered the question. Then, sorry, I haven't even introduced myself. If this is your first time listening to the show and you're feeling the vibe, you like it, my name is Tavershima Ayede. If you want to connect with me, you can call me, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. Even if you just want to hail me, say, keep it up, good job. No, Allah, I like to hear from you. So just reach out. So, where was I now? So Sam will call back. And Sam will say, oh boy. I say, yes, Mr. Sam, what happened? He said, you misunderstand me. I said, I said, okay, level with me now. What was the question? So Mr. Sam now gave the backdrop. Now the guy talks before they sell ginger and corn and things like that. Now what he used to do is he will buy it in season, then he will now store it. He said he was in the storage business. See, that's the reason why those of you in sales, that's the reason why I say we should ask questions. Because when at first he said storage, the storage business that I know, like in America, is when you have containers or buildings and essentially just storage space, and people get to rent it out so that they can keep their things there. And then I found out from someone like 2 months ago, the listener of the podcast who trashed me in chess, but then I don't dominate the guy, so he's my fish now. So he too is also in the storage business. So because of that, now I now know that Nigerians are also doing that kind of business, storage. So when Mr. Sam said storage, that's the first thing that entered my mind. But as he started talking, I now realized that what he's doing is this thing that we do in agricultural communities. Benue State, Nasarawa State, Taraba, Plateau, all those areas. You buy in season, you store the thing, then when the thing is in low supply, but in high demand and the price goes up, you will now sell your own into the market. In other words, you try and buy ginger, maybe, I don't know how they sell it, but you try and buy ginger, maybe like 25 kg sack. Maybe you buy one bag, maybe like 10K. You now go and store it. You won't sell it now. You wait. When the price of ginger rises to maybe like 50K a sack, you will now sell your own. Since you bought at 10K per sack, you sell at 40K per sack. That means your gain now is 30K on top each sack. And these are some kind of businesses that Nigerians do. It's something my brother and I try to do anyway. We didn't make a killing like we thought. We thought we were going to make life-changing money, but we didn't time the market well. And then plus we were newbies. And the business we wanted to do was soya beans, soy. One of the things that messed us up was during that time, it was cheaper for people to buy soy from America than to buy from Nigeria. Yes, you heard me correctly. There was a time when it was cheaper for Nigerian business people who make soy milk, who make soy oil and things like that. It was cheaper to import from America than to buy local in Nigeria. The only problem was just that if you want your thing quick, you buy local. That's if you need it like tomorrow, next week, you buy local. But if you could wait for shipping time and everything, it was cheaper to buy from America. So the price is not to rise like we anticipated. So that's the business that Sam is in. the guy will buy ginger, the guy will buy corn. Then, the business was doing well for some years. Then one year now, the business moved against him, which was last year, and then he lost millions of naira, and then he was frustrated. So him calling in basically was just to find out that which kind of businesses are profitable that he can go into. That was the background. So I said, "Oh, Sam, okay, I understand you now. I understand you. I understand you. Okay, no problem. So just cut the call. Let other people call in. Then let's continue this conversation." So I now told Sam that okay, the first half of what I said applies. That any business that he wants to do, any business is profitable. He just needs to go and learn work, so he will know what's up. And then I now had to clarify something concerning business models, and that is the reason why I'm making today's podcast episode. The main reason, because there are some of you that will choke in this kind of business, and you don't know something about the business model, and that's where some of you will fail. And that's where, like me and my brother, we got tripped up. Funny thing is, somebody warned us before we began. But anyway, let me continue. So, all these people that try to buy low in season, then when the thing is scarce, they will now sell high. The dynamic behind it is called arbitrage. Arbitrage just means you buy low, you sell high. Collect something at 1 naira, and hopefully the price of the thing will rise to maybe like 25 naira, then you now sell. Then your profit is now 24 naira per one item. So that's arbitrage. Arbitrage is essentially speculation. Now, speculation is a big word, but I explained it for people on the radio, and the way I explained it is the way I'm going to explain it over here. Speculation just means guesswork. All right? Now, those of you who are involved in trading, trading gold, trading stocks, you will begin to shout like, no, you're not correct, you're not correct. I understand. I'm not correct in the technical sense, but I'm trying to explain this thing in a very simple way for our brothers and sisters who are not well versed in these things. I just want to explain it in a way that they will understand so we can start making progress on this thing here. Now, so the way I explained it on the radio was to say that all this kind of arbitrage, buy low, sell high, is speculating. And speculating just means guesswork. However, when people are doing guesswork in these environments, they're not just pulling figures out of their, if you understand what I'm saying. There's a certain art that comes with, a certain art and a certain science that comes with the speculative sciences. So whether people are trading forex, whether people are trading gold, whether people are buying corn and ginger or soya beans because they want to buy low and sell high, it's essentially speculating. They're trying to do some educated guesswork. Now, the part of that educated guesswork is called technical analysis. So, in this case now, for Mr. Sam, not just Mr. Sam, but for me and my brother, what we needed to do was either gain the knowledge or align ourselves with people who had the knowledge of what is the current price of grain, ginger, what is the current price of corn, what is the current price of gold, what is the current price of crypto, what is the current price of dollar, what was the price last week, last month, last year, last 2-3 years. What has the trend been historically? Going up, going down? Is it what's the word? I can't remember. When it's just, bouncing up and down, but it's not showing any clear sign. Trending, Is the thing just trending? It's a technical thing. You need to be able to know your graphs and your charts. Then there's a fundamental analysis that goes with it. You need to understand, what's the nature of gold? What is it that causes gold to rise in price or to fall? What is the nature of ginger? What is it that causes ginger prices to rise and fall? How do weather patterns affect ginger? How do weather patterns affect corn? How does global demand affect the price of soya beans? So you can see that it's not that simple. There are lots of you that will hear, your uncle will buy ginger and maybe, it's his time, so the thing will click. You hear the uncle drop 1 million and then, by the end of the year, he made 38. Then you now start raising your own coins like, uncle put 1 million and then he got 38 million. You now start raising your coins so that you enter. Meanwhile, remember, anything that has to do with arbitrage, buy low, sell high, essentially it's speculation. Speculation just means guesswork. That's all, guesswork. And the guesswork that is involved, there's fundamental analysis, there's technical analysis. Fundamental analysis, do you know what it is that you're playing with? And do you know what determines how the prices move up and down? then the technical analysis. Can you look at the numbers and be able to come up with an educated guess for whether the price will rise or will fall? This is the thing that kills us. This is the thing that nearly killed me and my brother. No, nothing will kill us in Jesus' name. But you understand what I'm saying? So my advice for Mr. Sam and any other person who was listening was, if you hear that your uncle put 1 million in this thing, and then by the end of the year he got 38M, it doesn't mean you should rush in. It's possible that uncle knows what's up because uncle knows the fundamental analysis, uncle knows the technical analysis. Okay, if it's like that, maybe you can, like, uncle, I have some small things, I have 500k. Can I drop the 500k? At the end of the year, how much am I collecting? Maybe it will be that kind of arrangement, but it does not mean that you will now go and jump in with your two left legs. What do you know? This is how people get burned in this sort of thing. Now, funny enough, somebody had told me and my brother at the beginning. The person said, "Look, you two guys, you are young, sharp, bright young men. So this is what I will advise you." This is what he advised you. He said, "This thing, speculating, very good, very profitable. The money that you can make, life changing. But the money that you can lose is also life changing." If you understand what I mean, you go and raise your last kobo and put it there, and then all of a sudden, whew, everything disappears. Not only does everything disappear, you're now owing people money because the market even dipped below what it is that you owed. I mean, think about it now. Let's say this example that I gave, where I say one sack of ginger maybe is 25k. No, what did I say? So I was just making stuff up. But this is me just guessing anyway. So don't take me too seriously. But let's say one bag of ginger now is 25 kg bag. Let's say it's 10k. And then you're thinking of making a killing. And so because of that, you raise like 800k to go and drop there. And then you're watching the price. Maybe you're unfortunate that year. The prices are just tanking. It's going low, 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 low. Meanwhile, you bought at 10,000 per bag. If it gets to the point where is now the cost in the market is now 5,000 per bag, and it's now time to get out of the market, you know that you've lost money. You've lost serious money because all you dropped was 10k per bag. The price has now fallen to 5k per bag, and then you release it into the market. Who is eating that loss? Is it not you? You're the one eating the loss. So arbitrage opportunities, any kind of speculation, forex, gold, crypto, corn, silver, copper, you name it. Go and learn work. Fundamental analysis and technical analysis. So the guy who advised me and my brother, what the guy said was, what you boys should do? Go and trade first. Now, this is the difference between trading and speculation. Trading is when, you buy something quick, buy for 1 naira, maybe sell it for 1 naira, 50 kobo. Your profit is 50 naira. I say 50 naira, 50 kobo. And then you make up your whatever in volume. So that's what happens. You go into a store, you buy bread. That is trading. You bought the bread for 2,000 naira. The person who sold you the bread bought it from the baker at 1,007. And then he sold it to you in the store at 2,000. His own gain is that 300 naira. That's trading. So what the guy said, Uncle Sam, I've spoken about him before. Uncle Sam, Osarenhwe. Although if you see the spelling of the name, it is Osarenkoe, Khoe. And for years, I've been calling the guy Uncle Sam Osarenkoe. Until I met my father-in-law, because my wife is Isha. And then my father said, "No, this is not Osarenkoe." I said, what is it? He says Osarenhwe. I say, "Sir, it is Khoe." He said, "Yes, it is not Koe, it is Hwe." So I now call Uncle Sam. I said, "Uncle Sam, now my father-in-law said your name is Osarenhwe." Uncle Sam laughed. He said, "Yes, you've been pronouncing it wrong all along." I said, that's the beautiful thing about Nigerian surnames. All kinds. In this country, we have different kinds of names. So Uncle Sam, Osarenhwe, he told me and my brother that what we should be doing actually is trading. You go and trade and learn first. So is it soya beans? Is it sesame? No problem. Buy the sesame, buy the soy, and then start trading. Sell to market women, sell here, sell here. By the time you trade for a couple of years, you will get a sense of the market. You will understand who the major players are. You understand what kind of affects things. Is it weather? Is it global supply? Is it global warming? Is it this? Is it that? Is it government subsidy? Is it taxation? What is it that makes the prices of these things move and fall up and down? You will establish, some partnerships with other stakeholders. You will learn the market. After you trade and you understand what is going on, then you now start speculating because you're no longer a jambite. You now know a few things. So that was my advice to Mr. Samuel. And as you can see, the live on the air, this was an explosive session. I came there to talk about why New Year's resolution fail. And then before you know it, we were talking about business models and how to shine your eye before you enter into any kind of business situation. So yeah, so that was it pretty much. Then some other people called in. Another guy called in, Jeffrey. So Jeffrey from Wuse. Now Jeffrey said he has ambition for business, but he lacks capital to start the business. So okay, that one was not a call; was a text message. So of course I told Mr. Jeffrey that okay, I think I understand. Let me begin the answer. But if what I'm saying doesn't make sense, send a follow up message so I can redress. I can take shape. So I started by telling him, Jeffrey, what I tell any other person who asks me that, look, now most people think that lack of capital is what's holding their business back, but actually it's not. What is actually holding your business back is actually lack of sales. There are some people who will be held back by lack of capital because the nature of their business is capital intensive. Now, the example that I gave is oil exploration, because my first degree was in law. Oh yes, I'm a former lawyer turned business consultant, so my first degree is in law, and my master's degree is in oil and gas law. So if you want to enter that business, don't be my. It's not beans. Because first of all, you need to buy oil mining license or oil prospecting licenses, all the different licenses, and they don't sell that thing in hundreds of thousands. They sell those things in hundreds of millions, and usually we're talking dollars, not naira. So, and is big boys and big girls, serious capital that you need, that you have to mobilize before you enter into that kind of thing. Because the license alone, you're already paying millions of dollars, not to talk of equipment, the things that you will build. So, if somebody wants to enter into that kind of space, oil and gas, mining, or maybe dredging or whatever, and they say they no get capital, and that one I understand. We'll now start talking about how to raise the capital. So is it investors? Is it equity financing? What forms of traditional financing are available? We go they bounce around options. But for anybody else, SME, small and medium scale, it's not money that's holding you back. It's a lack of sales skills. Now in sales, there's something we talk about called the MVP. That's the minimum viable product. The minimum viable product means the smallest version of your product or service that people can see, they can relate with, they can touch it, they can reject it, they can like it, they can pay for it. So whenever you have an MVP, if you start with that, you can usually start small. So I gave Mr. Jeffrey the testimony of people who have called in 2025 on the radio show. There was this guy, what's his name? Folu. Folu and his wife, plantain chips, startup capital, less than 20K. Their staff overhead is about 1 million a month. And at the time he called me to give his testimony, he has not missed salary, office rent, blah, 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 blah. And he's doing well. But you hear what I said. The money that they have to shell out to run the business is over 1 million per month. It's just plantain chips. So that means that the business is doing worst case scenario, is doing 1 point something for them to still be there. Because who is going to be running business at break even? Who? That was one example. They started with 20K. Then there was Chidima who called in, and for her it was Tiger Nut. So Chidima was Tiger Nut. So startup capital for her was 7K. Now the time that Chidima called, she had done for the whole year. I know it's not big, but the thing is you have to celebrate people's progress. Somebody that started with 7K startup capital, then at the end of the year, she did over 1 million in revenue. That's on the Tiger Nut. It's not bad. But of course, Chidima also has one or two other things which she did do. So when you add everything, the year was not bad. But on that Tiger Nut alone, she just wanted to call and give that testimony that it doesn't have to be big. That is what minimum viable product (MVP) means. So you want to be a big player in Tiger Nut juice production? No problem. You don't have money for factory, no problem. Right now, can you go to the market and buy some tiger nut, squeeze one or two bottles, and then go and sell those bottles in the office? That's MVP. That's how you start. That's how we do it in sales. We don't have the big, big, big thing yet. Okay, cool. What is the scrappy, smallest version that we can start now to get this thing going? Eventually, we'll either get sales or we'll raise money, because in sales, we're optimistic. We don't know the future, but more see, let's see how we can start it. Let's just put one leg in front of the other. More they go. Let's just be moving. Let's be moving. You know, every man for himself, God for us all. That kind of attitude. So, MVP. That's how we should be keeping our eyes. Then he now sent he sent another message into the studio saying that what he wants to do is provision shop and then he has 100k. Now, before I could continue, the phone rang. Prim, somebody else called, and then it was Nonso from Kubwa. So what Nonso said now is, sorry, not Nonso, Malik, Malik from Kubwa. Because of the name Malik, I was thinking the guy would be Muslim, but actually the guy is a Christian. You see, I think, you know, we shouldn't be jumping to conclusions too much. Anyway, so Malik called now. And Malik said, bros, before you answer, I want to put my own voice. I said, no problem now. That's why the show is here. Add your voice, my nigga. I didn't say my nigga on the air because, it's Radio Maria. It's a Catholic station. If I say my nigga, they will sack me. They'll say, oh boy, we can't have you on the airwaves talking like this. But then when I'm on the radio, I'm very professional. If you hear me on the radio, you will bow. Very, very professional. So I'm not this casual on the podcast as I am on the radio. So where was I? So Malik said he wants to add something. He wants to prove a point. I said, cool, go on. Let's see what you have to say. He said that there was a lady in their church who fell on very hard times. So the church just gathered together. They said, let them raise her. So they said, what's her idea? The lady said she looked around in the estate and she noticed that anybody who wants to buy tomato, pepper, that kind of thing, they actually have to leave the estate and drive to the main market. She was thinking, no, that at least if there's a place where people can buy tomato, pepper, onion, small things like that, you'll be good. So what they raised her was 50k. Last year, she's doing 500, I think monthly on that. 500k. Remember, what they gave her first was 50 because she started with onions and tomatoes and pepper. The thing was now making sense. She said she should add POS. So it is together now. The onions, tomatoes, pepper plus POS. She's now doing 500 a month. So the testimony that she gave in the church was that she said that now the quality of soup that she's cooking for her and her children, that she can't believe it. She says she can't believe it. That's been the biggest change for her. That's one that's giving her joy. And when she cooks soup for her children, rich soup. But you can see that what he did, what the church did, what they gave her, 50. Then tomato, onions plus POS now doing 500. As the guy was talking, I said, okay, no wonder POS people are just popping up anyhow. I didn't know that profit, like that. So, let's see, what else? Anyway, how do we even enter that oneself? Okay, now, Mali calling and giving that advice was also because for Mr. Jeffrey, I think later on he sent a message that he sent an additional message that 100k is just for provisions, but he doesn't even know what it is that he needs to stock. And that's how Malik came into the picture. So I was now telling Jeffrey that, it's normal. You won't know what to stock. So all you do is you go and hook up with somebody who has done that trade before. Or else, because remember what I said, technical knowledge plus sales skills. If you want to open a retail shop, but you don't know what kind of commodities to buy and what ratio, how much bread and indomie should you buy? How much toothpaste and milk should you buy? These are practical concerns. It's called inventory management for people who run stores. It's called inventory management. If you want to use the idea and be doing inventory management and you only have 100k, you put yourself in trouble. So you actually have to go and learn inventory management from someone, and which is why this thing that Igbo people do actually is brilliant. This whole apprenticeship system, it actually is very brilliant. is brilliant. Where you go and tutelage, you go and apprentice, you stay under someone for quite a bit, and then after a while they do freedom for you and stuff like that. Because remember, technical skills and then plus selling skills, sales skills, it increases the chances that the people who are launching out, assuming you find a good orga, assuming, but God willing, we'll all find good orgas. So when you're now launching into the market, you're now starting off with technical knowledge, and then you also have the sales skill on top. It will help move the business forward. So Malik, and then another caller, Nonso from Kubwa. Kubwa is also a city in Abuja. I'll be a part of Abuja. They were just giving ideas about how you can do research. Because what I was telling Jeffrey was go and learn work, study under somebody. Malik was saying, look around, see what is lacking in the estate. Nonso called and said, oh, by the way, this whole thing of look around and see what is lacking in your estate. For those of you who've been listening for a while and remember the older business ideas, when we're talking about how to select the right business idea, you can see how opportunities in the environment can give you clear signs. What is the big problem that people are facing? What do they have too much of? What don't they have enough of? These are signs you can get in the environment about how to select the right business idea. That's the reason why I've been telling you guys, those of you who have 3, 4, 5 business ideas, you don't know which one to start. That's the reason why I've been saying call me. Send me a text message. Send me a WhatsApp message. 080-6466-2140. Let me help you start your business in 3 easy steps. We'll select the right idea. We'll validate it. Make sure that there's market demand. People are willing to pay at the right price. Then we'll create a selling system. That's the reason why I give my phone number at the beginning and at the end of every single episode. So what Nonso's advice from Kuba was that before the guy just carries his 100K to go and buy what he doesn't know, he should look around at how do I call it now? Look around in the estate. Now, when you see these people that have petty kiosks, looking at them, you have a sense of what it is that moves in some neighborhoods. If you check and you see that there's, all of them have plenty pure water, then okay, I guess plenty pure water is what moves in this estate. If you look and see that they have this quantity of bread, but they have plenty quantity of soft drinks, okay, I guess soft drinks is what moves in that neighborhood. You'll be able to plan accordingly. So these are just some of the ideas. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I tell people to feel free and call in on the radio show, because most Nigerians actually are very supportive. If they hear that you're in a rough spot, anybody who has 1 or 2 ideas will reach out. Somebody who has experience will reach out. And also, it's a good idea why we should find communities and talk about our business problems, because there are people who are willing to help, to give advice. Just don't go into communities and start asking people for money. That's one that people don't like. People don't like it when you go and start begging. So don't beg. Just go there and say, I beg, I have a problem. How do you guys sort this thing out? So I think that was from Mr. Jeffrey. Then also who again? Mr. Samuel. Then, another person called David. David has been in the tailoring business. Okay, no, it was a message he sent in. David has been in the tailoring business for 7 years. He has a shop, but now he wants to go into ready to wear. And that whole, and then he wanted financial contribution. So I had to tell him, and it's been a while since somebody called to send message for financial contribution. I had to tell him that, look, I'm not in the business of doing financial contributions, and neither is the radio station. So I promised him that next week I'll come up and give names of different charities that help out in this space. But I have to tell him that, look, the business is already going. It's 7 years. Remember, MVP. All he has to do is bootstrap, raise some money, and then make two or three custom attire. Just put on the mannequin. That's it. You sell those 3. Maybe the profit margin is enough so that next time you make 5. Maybe the profit margin is enough on the 5 so that next time you make 12. But then that's how you start. And then one day, you have a boutique, but small. You don't have to wait until you can raise the money for your boutique line now. But anyway, like I said, that yesterday's radio session, man, was fire. Call after call after call. And that was a good show. I think that's the busiest I've been on radio since I started the radio show last year in January of 2025. And looking forward to more exciting times on airwaves in 2026 and beyond. It's fun. But now I understand why people don't get liver. Business consultants, I understand why they don't do this live thing, because you got to be prepared. You got to know your stuff. And I trust that's the reason why you're listening to this podcast, because you can see that your boy Tavershima, he knows his stuff. So if you're discovering the podcast for the first time, subscribe. Don't just subscribe, share with other people. Let them know what's up. And if you want to connect with me, you can call, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. If you're looking for free advice, that's not a problem. I give free advice. Send a message. Just put in the WhatsApp message that you're looking for free advice. No problem. You can ask me one question, I'll answer. But if you want to spend dedicated time with me, ask as many questions as you want. Okay, not as many questions. If you want to spend some time with me, let's have a 1 hour chat. Then sure, no problem. If you raise 15K, no problem. We can have that conversation. We'll make it happen. But either way, whether you have bar or whether you're looking for free advice, always make sure that anybody who comes across my path, I want to make sure that there's nobody who will say, I met Tavershima Ayede, that I didn't get value. Absolutely no person. Of course, I'm not going to make sure that money is a barrier. Just remember, you reach out, you want free advice, just let me know. I'm looking for free. Cool. Ask me one question, I'll answer it. You want a bit more time, raise 15K, and let's have an hour. Let's have a chat, and let's see how much value I can bring to your situation, and let's see how many, hopefully, let's see how many business problems we can help you solve. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening. Oh, and don't forget, those of you who are wondering, I have 3, 4, 5 business ideas. I don't know which one to start. Reach out to me. I've got a good package for you guys. We'll select the right idea. We'll validate the business idea. We'll make sure that there's demand. And then we'll also make sure that we create a selling system so that people will buy today, they will come back tomorrow, and next tomorrow they will refer their friends, their family members, and their associates. But whether you're calling for any of these 3 options, free advice, or to chat with me for an hour for 15K, or to start a business in 3 easy steps, please know that there's work involved. If you're not ready to work, don't call me. If you think I have a magic formula that I'm going to tell you and your problems will be solved, don't call me, don't text me. If you're ready to work, hey, then sure, reach out. Because the advice is the easy part. The work is the hard part. And I don't want to waste my time. If you're looking for magic formulas, don't call me. If you're ready to work, yeah, call me. Let's chat. So that's it. I'll catch you guys some other time.